This is Hannibal back here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update. Gunther is the new second world champion, the championship no one really cares about. You guys know my personal opinion of Gunther. He has a good chop. Apparently, he has a massive contract. He's got his own bus, his own dressing room. He looks like he has the body of a kid to me. And he looks like anyone that knows how to do a double leg in real life could easily just double leg him, ground and pound him, and beat him up in about 3 seconds. His personality doesn't do anything for me. He's a mid card guy to me, but that is in reality a mid card title. I truly don't think that's going to help the serious ratings decline issues that they have right now for Raw on Netflix. This does put into question, is Gunther still going to wrestle Goldberg? Because he is supposed to have Goldberg's final match, Marco. But if he's the champion, I can't see them giving Goldberg a title on his way out. But who knows? A lot of people are saying that it might be Goldberg against Karrion Kross. And even though Goldberg said that he was going to have his retirement match in the South, some were speculating it could be in Saudi Arabia, but he didn't interfere at all in the match last night. So it doesn't appear like the Goldberg angle is going to happen at least this week. But he did say that his training was tapering off and his match is going to happen soon. In other news, Smackdown did a 0.42 rating. Warner Brothers Discovery is splitting and about halfway through next year, so basically in about a year. As I start coughing here, one company is going to be a streaming company, the other will be a cable business. This is definitely going to affect AEW, either good or bad, and I should have brought myself some water. But yeah, apparently the guy that helped AEW get their cable deal, the overpriced cable deal, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, when they're not even beating NXT, that's got an under $1 million cable deal, which is just a terrible deal for them. But yeah, apparently the guy that helped them get the cable deal is now going to be working for the streaming company. And of course, AEW's current deal runs out in 2027. So they basically only have a few years to get ratings back up to good levels, to get a good new deal, because right now their ratings are not doing good at all. And there's no signs of a change with their ratings or their attendance for that matter. Apparently for R-Truth, they're bringing him back at least temporarily as a main eventer, as Ron Killings. Being called Ron Killings is part of his deal because he'll be able to use that name outside of WWE. I guess the most popular character from AAA so far is a Mr. Iguana character that crawls to the ring and like goes like that all the time and carries a toy iguana in his mouth. I actually looked up because I've been hearing all the hoopla about it. He does the character well, and even though it's kind of a ridiculous character, he's making it believable. So I got no problem with that. Other than that, I'm not even going to go into a rant on it, but I'm not a fan of all the no selling in that AAA show from the weekend. I don't think UFC and WWE are in any immediate money trouble. No, I don't think UFC's in any money trouble. They're doing great. WWE, they're alienating a lot of their lower income fans by making tickets so expensive. They're not getting right now the fan connection that they used to get when there was multiple house shows a week. There's only going to be one house show in the U.S. so far this year in July in Corpus Christi, Texas. So it's like they're putting on events only in the bigger cities and they're charging more for tickets. And they're still not, by the way, legitimately selling out these buildings. They're still curtaining off large portions of these buildings and just calling it a sellout. That is the fact of the matter. But I think a lot of the people are sick of the high ticket prices and just not watching. Because let's face the facts here. The product also isn't that great right now. UFC does charge money for pay-per-views. The one reason why WWE gets more views for their premium live events now is because all you have to have is Netflix or Peacock. If you still had to pay 60, 70, 80, $100 for pay-per-view, I don't think we'd be seeing these numbers. They did get good numbers for their When Worlds Collide YouTube stream. Almost 700,000 live viewers. I heard Dave Meltzer downplaying that, but I've been told I actually have a YouTube manager that a YouTube view doesn't count unless someone watches half of a video. That's what I have been told by someone by YouTube. So Meltzer downplaying the views that they got, I don't think he's aware that they don't count a view if you just watch a video for 5 seconds and turn it off. You got to watch at least half of a video. That's why engagement is important. Yeah, Marco, I am still making my movie. There's going to be, it's looking like 3 wrestling celebrities in the movie too. And Marco, I am not in Canada. I do not like Canada these days. And I'm in the States getting medical treatments. And I'll definitely be here at least another 6 months. I'm very much loving Kansas. I fit in really well here, and I very much like the town of Wichita. And I like the gym that I train at here and stuff. I don't think WWE will ever reach that popularity again either, Marco. Because, I was just talking to King of Connecticut about it in a stream last night. When was the last time, I don't know how old you are, but when I was, during the Attitude Era, everywhere you walked, you would see NWO and Steve Austin shirts. And in the Hulkamania era, everywhere you went, you saw Hulk Hogan shirts. I don't see wrestling shirts anywhere. I see people wearing The Rock merchandise. The Rock is still the most popular wrestler in the world. He may not wrestle hardly ever and appear hardly ever. He's the only wrestler that I'm seeing merchandise from, if you want to count him as a wrestler, of people walking around. But supposedly he's not been happy with Triple H, and that's why he kind of sabotaged John Cena's big heel turn, and it's fallen absolutely flat. I don't think anyone could argue that Cena's heel turn is falling flat, and people are actually just wanting him to turn back face already. Leonard liked When Worlds Collide. As a guy that's been in a lot of real fights, I just can't watch anything where someone is power bombed off the top rope and gets up 3 seconds later and does a Canadian Destroyer on the side of the ring and then goes on to do more moves with absolutely no selling. To me, it just looks too phony and fake. And to me, there was no stars in it. But, if people liked it, and for people that don't care about selling and like acrobatics, which I like realism in wrestling. I liked Abdullah the Butcher before we had our falling out due to him infecting me with a disease that cost me a hell of a lot of money to get cured of. I like Bruiser Brody. I like the Warrior, Goldberg, the Road Warriors, realistic wrestlers, not acrobats that don't sell anything. Marco, steroids are legal as TRT pretty much everywhere. And I was just mentioning it in a YouTube short the other day that I think WWE may have quietly got rid of their wellness policy. Because I haven't heard of a wellness policy violation. You used to hear about that every month, someone failing a wellness test. Randy Orton, remember his big failure for Winstrol and he was suspended? Now he's bigger and more cut than ever. So you have to imagine they've significantly reduced their wellness policy or just straight up gotten rid of it. That would be my guess. Leonard, I think Triple H will be the scapegoat at some point in time. I truly believe that. His actual heel turn, Jammer, was good. The actual way that they did it, but then The Rock disappeared. The storyline wasn't followed through, and now ratings are tanking again. Anyways, guys, have a great afternoon. I got to go off to the gym.